Drought, famine, hurricane, earthquake, typhoon, tsunami, all means the same to the victims: disaster. Burkina Faso doesn't mean much to us, can't find it on a map. A little known country in Africa was really the first step in the disaster calamity of 2009. Millions left homeless by floods, thousands die from waterborne illness and famine. Then to the South Pacific, rocked by a tremendous earthquake in Indonesia, killing thousands and leveling much of the country. Relief aid swung into action from Rotary clubs and other service organizations. Non-government and governmental agencies partner with military first responders from U.S., Canada, Australia, and much of the free world. The emphasis, as usual, on rescue, medical aid, and emergency water and food. Another massive earthquake rocked Samoa, destroying much of the infrastructure and triggering a huge tidal wave known as a tsunami, killing and injuring perhaps as many as 1,000 residents and visitors. Again, relief agencies and service organizations sprung into action along with the military, civilian, first responder teams. And then came the Philippines, racked all year long by 14 typhoons, which would be considered just about normal. However, number 15, named Ondoy, followed days later by number 16, Papang, were the largest typhoons in the history of the Philippines, larger and more devastating than Hurricane Katrina. With typhoons, there's always the wind to contend with, but Ondoy and Papang brought rains which could only be measured by the foot, floods 10 feet deep, which will take months to reside, death and injury not yet fully measurable, and now the follow-up problems from waterborne illness, which always occurs because of the contaminated floodwaters. Once again, many of the world community organizations sprung into action, but were flat worn out. The massive relief effort has fallen far short of the mark. The number one critical need is clean drinking water. It sounds simple, doesn't it? Something we all take for granted. We'll just send bottled water, but is it really that simple? When you have 84 million people, you have a major problem. How do you get it there? And what do you do with all those plastic bottles? It costs about $350 a day to fly water into a disaster zone. One pallet weighs 2.6 tons with enough water for about 2,400 people for a day. With 84 million people, that's a problem. Clean Water International has the 6-pound solution called the Water Box. One water box with replaceable filtration elements will provide fresh drinking water for a couple thousand people for 7 days at a cost of just 9 cents a day per person. And there's no environmental waste of plastic bottles to deal with. That's a no-brainer. The new Life in a Box kit provides water in a portable toilet. And finally, until municipal water supplies can be restored, we have the CWI emergency water pump to purify thousands of gallons of water per day. We need your help now. It only takes 15 people willing to give up their coffee for a week. That's $10. And we can ship a water box to provide drinking water for 2,000 people. The ball's in your court. Take the time and please donate now.